In a small village, there lived an elderly woman everyone lovingly called Grandma. She was kind and wise, and her words carried the weight of her life's experiences. The villagers respected her immensely. Whenever someone needed advice or a listening ear, they would go to Grandma. Her words were like a balm, soothing the deepest wounds. One young man in the village often observed people visiting Grandma with their troubles and leaving with a smile. Intrigued, he finally gathered the courage to ask her one day, "Grandma, don't you ever feel sad?" Grandma took a deep breath, her eyes filled with memories of the past. She began, "When I was your age, I had a beautiful family. My husband was a farmer, and though we didn't have much money, we had each other. I had two lovely daughters, and our lives were filled with love and laughter. But one stormy night changed everything." Grandma paused, her voice trembling with emotion. "That night, my husband stayed in the fields to guard our crops. Suddenly, lightning struck, and I ran to the fields, only to find I was too late. I lost the most important person in my life that night." The young man's face turned somber. He softly asked, "What did you do next?" She replied, "I was shattered. I cried for nights. But one day, my younger daughter, just 5 years old then, came to me and said, 'Mom, please don't cry. Dad is watching us from the skies, and he wouldn't want to see you sad.' Her words shook me that I realized I had to live for my daughters. I started working in the fields, sold my jewelry, and made ends meet. It wasn't easy, but I didn't give up. A few years later, my elder daughter fell seriously ill. The village had no proper treatment. I sold my remaining jewelry, but it was too late. I lost her too." The young man was stunned into silence. "Grandma, how did you endure all this?" he asked. Grandma replied, "At that moment, I felt life had no meaning. But then my younger daughter held my hand and said, 'Mom, don't break down. I need you.' It was then I decided that no matter how many times life knocked me down, I would rise again. I developed a habit," she said with a smile. "Every morning, I would tell myself, 'Today, something good will happen.' I started finding joy in the smallest moments, like the sunrise, blooming flowers in fields, or the laughter of children. I realized happiness isn't in big things, but in the little joys around us." The young man asked, "Grandma, how do you deal with people mocking or judging you?" She responded, "People's words can only hurt you if you let them. I've learned not to base my happiness or sadness on others' opinions." With a serene smile, she said, "Remember, son, sorrow and hardships are a part of life. But when you learn to find hope and happiness even in tough times, that's when you discover true happiness." Inspired, the young man began looking for small joys in his daily life, and soon his perspective on life transformed. Grandma's story spread across the village, inspiring everyone. People began finding happiness within themselves, and a new sense of energy and positivity filled the air. The villagers learned that happiness doesn't come from external things, but from how we perceive life. This story teaches us that happiness depends on our outlook. Facing challenges isn't easy, but by staying positive and seeking joy in small moments, we can find strength and happiness in any situation. Have you ever found happiness in small, everyday moments? What was that one special moment? Do you have an inspiring story that changed your life? Share it in the comments, and we'll pin the most creative comment with 5 stars.